We are in the garden, and as you can see, the garlic is huge, and it is time to harvest garlic scapes. If you don't know what they are, basically each garlic plant, these are a hardneck garlic variety, and they will produce a garlic scape, which is it's shooting out the flower part of the garlic. Now, because it wants to put so much energy into creating a flower and seeds, that takes a lot of the energy away from the bulb of the garlic, which is what we want to grow nice and big. So we're going to harvest these garlic scapes, and I'm going to do that by just taking a nice snip. Ooh, I'm gonna try it. Oh my gosh, so yummy. We've never done this before. Ooh, spicy. Ooh. Oh my God, it's so spicy. She's the spicy one. Pretty simple, really. All you do is find the scape, which you can see it starts to curl, and just snip it right down there. And that's your garlic scape. So the cool part about it is you're not wasting anything, you're not harming anything, and you can make, I've never made it before, but we most likely will be making it, garlic scape pesto out of this. I just watched a recipe of it and it looks delightful. Although that was pretty spicy, so I don't know if my kiddo can eat that because friggin' spicerific. People pickle them as well. I watched a recipe on pickling garlic scapes, so I will be looking into doing all that because we're gonna have quite a bit. We have many rows of garlic. I think we have 3 rows here and 3 rows outside of the garden. So this is a lot of garlic scapes, which I'm excited. I've never made anything with them before, so I will let you guys know what is worth it and what is not. But I will say so far, this is our first year growing garlic, and this has been an insanely satisfying crop to grow, because normally you will plant something, at least here, I don't know, maybe this is just an us thing. It's like it gets eaten completely, nothing grows. You'll plant like 50 green beans and you'll get 0 green beans. Like it's literally so frustrating. But garlic, really only humans seem to eat it. Nothing bothers it, nobody cares for it. It's just left alone, which is honestly awesome. All right, so this is from the rows in the garden. I'm gonna head outside of the garden. Since nothing really eats garlic or bothers it at all, like even pests, we can grow it kind of anywhere. So I think next year we might grow it outside of the garden completely. So as you saw, the one that was just in, this is running alongside of our driveway, and here are the other garlics outside of our driveway, and they look just as good. I mean, they're literally doing an amazing, highly recommend growing garlic. Just now realized I didn't show you which part was the scape. So when you look at your garlic plant, you can see all the way up and it'll start to curl. So this is the garlic scape right here. It is what will become the flower of the plant. If you let this keep growing, it'll get a big bulb on the top and it'll grow and take a lot of energy from the plant. So when garlic scapes first come up, let me see if I can find one. When they first start coming up, they're not curled yet. They could just look like another part of the plant. You'll see them kind of growing up here from the center of the stalk all the way up. And then, like I said, as they get a little bit older, they start to curl. You don't want to let them go too long because again, they don't steal it. I mean, ultimately it's the whole purpose of the plant is to reproduce, but we want the garlic bulbs. And so if you let the flower grow, they're going to be smaller. It's not going to give as much energy to the bulb, and it's going to spend a lot more of its energy on creating a flower than it is on giving you nice big hardy garlic bulbs. I'm not waiting for all of mine to curl before I cut them because I have a tiny child and I'm not going to remember to come out here on another day to cut garlic scapes. I'm out here now, so I'm going to do it now. All right, so here is what we got. This is a friggin' ton. We will bring you along when we decide to do either of those things, but we got to kind of do it quick because these are sort of the texture, I would say, of like asparagus. Very crunchy, you can bite right through, not super stringy. I guess I wouldn't say quite like an onion. They're a little more like asparagus. I'm going to collect some eggs now because I haven't in the last couple of days and it is time. We're gonna do a little roadside stand and start selling eggs or giving them away. We're not 100% sure because we are absolutely overrun. We have 17 eggs a day and we are not a super egg eating family anymore. I don't eat eggs anymore because I found like they were potentially flaring up my head. I have a headache condition for any of you that didn't know. And my son will only eat them sometimes and my husband eats them like every now and again. And so we gotta get rid of eggs. So initially we thought we were going to make pesto and pickled garlic scapes out of these, but in the end, we just didn't feel like we had the time to wait since we had already harvested them to learn how to do all of that and we had a lot going on. So instead I put them in the food processor and just processed them down into sort of like not a paste, but like, minced garlic scapes. I put them into a gallon Ziploc bag and just flattened it out like this. And then I took this little like dough cutter that I have and I made little scores in it. So they would be like small, sort of like almost tablespoon, maybe like a large teaspoon and a half or 2 teaspoons or tablespoon-ish. I'm not exactly sure how much is in each piece, but, and then you can put these in the freezer and then they freeze and you can just grab off little chunks of your garlic scapes to use in any cooking. And we have already used these so many times. I also made one with butter. So this one I just softened a bunch of butter. I think I used 3 sticks of butter for this, and I used the rest of the garlic scapes and I mixed them all really well together. And then I did the same thing. I flattened them into a Ziploc bag and scored them into that shape. And then we have ones if we want to do like a garlic scape butter. And so we've used this in cooking like many times. We just grab a chunk off in the freezer and they're literally 10 out of 10. I think this is what I'll do in the future too because it's so versatile this way. You don't have to just like decide your recipe. You can use these in anything and they literally just have an amazing, almost like a mild garlic flavor, but they add so much and they're so delicious and you know that they're garden harvested, perfect little garlic scapes. So that is what we did with them and we were very happy to have gotten so much use out of all of these.